Okay. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva, Mata Jake Parvati, Pita Mahadeva. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all you wonderful people out there. A very, very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you. This is Dr. Suhani Mendonca here, and I welcome you all on my talk show, Tete at Suvees Power Meet. Today being Ganesh Chaturthi, what an auspicious day, what a wonderful day. The most loved God, I would say, right from children to elderly, everybody loves Lord Ganesha, and everybody waits for this festival every year. But this year, the festival has taken a new turn as there are not going to be any of those stall idols. No, no, no POP. So we are very happy because we've been working on spreading awareness with using eco-friendly Ganesha and the decorations since the past couple of years with Meeta Kriti Studio. That's Meeta who does the clay Ganeshas for us. So, again, once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. Today, we have an amazing, wonderful, and a very, very warm guest with us. So, I'd like to welcome Rachna Narwekar, who's the founder of Rachna's Fun Club. Please welcome her with a big round of applause. So glad to have you on my talk show, Rachna. It's so great that you've come here today, and I know the sharing that you're going to do is going to be amazing because Rachna's Fun Club, which is South Mumbai's most loved activity center for kids. So I'd like to introduce Rachna to all our viewers. And basically, Rachna's Fun Club is a one-stop shop for holistic learning for children across all age groups. And they have only with the focus, of unique, hands-on and experiential activities. So this is what Rachna is all about here, and she's going to talk about her journey with us. So, Rachna, without much ado, maybe start a conversation, a tete-a-tete.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Great.
It's an honor to be here and chat to you.
Oh, not at all. So, before we start, I'd like the viewers to know that Rachna and me have worked at the same nursery together, and that's where I got to know her, and I know her since then. So, really, I mean, Rachna, you have done, you were, you've done designing, then, your college you did. And now you're into teaching children and nurturing children. I mean of course that's something which every woman does because of every woman who who's a mom nurtures their own children, but you have been doing it continuously for so many years. So tell us, right, from your experience from kiddies nook, and I remember you telling me very specifically that you did Kiddies Nook and Akanksha together. So I don't know how you balanced it. I really want to know that. That's one thing I would like to know. And then Akanksha, you rose to be an education coordinator out there. So please tell us all about it. Please.
Well, thank you, Suhani. You put a lot of pressure now. Yeah, go back a long time, and it's incredible. It's almost like 18, 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic journey. And honestly, like you said, it's everything that I've done has stemmed from the fact that I think it was like a magnetic reaction, with children.
Right.
I mean, to me, I took to them, and then rest of it was just free flowing, always.
Mm.
And I think after I became a mother, that has been the core of everything that I have honestly done. And I think
Right.
that stems from the fact that I was brought up by the warmest mother. You know, she has been an incredible influence in my life. My dad too, But honestly,
Right.
because mom was so much when she got married, and she's so much more today, I feel. Not because she gave up everything to look after us. I mean, I don't think I can do that, but I'm incredible that she did that. But I think your influences when you're growing up, a lot of what you see around you, a lot of what you hear around you, also
True.
influence the person you become later on in life.
Right.
So I think my
Right.
sister and I, if I could, speak for her as well, I think we are independent women today who have been taught that you can think and follow your dreams. So I think
True.
that's been a major thing. And I think with children, I don't know, it just works. It just it just
But yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. But Rachna, when you started working, and at that point in time, it was you used to also work with the underprivileged. That's the Akanksha children, and of course in the morning you used to work at kiddies. No, so whole day it was like day in and day out. Working with kids. And then going back home. So at not even once you felt that okay, it's a bit tiring. It's
I don't think
wow.
so. So I finished. So like you had mentioned the other, sort of degrees that I have. I dabbled in advertising in college, and then I dabbled in
Yes,
fashion
yes,
design later. But I
yes,
think all of
yes.
these have helped me accomplish whatever I have today.
Okay.
Because ultimately, when I finished my teacher's training, so even before the results were out, I got these two jobs, and I was like, yeah, because uncertainty, right? You were doing something,
Yes,
else, left it, you've spent an entire year studying and doing a completely different thing, and then what's going to happen, right? So,
right,
yeah, but then it was incredible because I got them both. And
right,
honestly, for me, it was just like, this is something I have to do. And
right,
went head on. And I used to get a break for lunch, so I was happy. So I'd go home,
right.
go be. I basically got the best of both worlds.
Super, super. That's fantastic. That's really, really great, Rachna. What you have been, doing. So tell me, Rachna, uh, oh, did once you became a mother, did motherhood make you take a sabbatical from your work?
So that was a conscious decision.
Okay.
I was very clear. So I was working till
Right.
I was 8 months pregnant, and
o-
that's when I left my jobs. I left Akanksha
Okay.
earlier because I had to. Akanksha was very different, obviously, from
Of
the nurse
course.
I was working for.
Hmm.
And we used to get onto the buses. We used to go into their homes. You would put two onto the bus, and from the front door, three would be out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So you also with all of these wonderful children. So it was
Right.
honestly, but it was a task that I looked forward to every day,
Right.
and
Right.
it was just you saw something else in the morning, and then you could do something else in the evening. That's how I looked at it, and I
Yeah.
applied learnings from both sides to both sides.
Right.
There's a lot that we learn. I mean, I learn every day from my kids as well today. So it
So
was incredible to be doing both. And
right.
honestly, I don't think I looked at it as a chore, or I don't think I looked at it
Right.
as a job because I brought in a lot to work every day. And the good thing was that I was allowed to. I was in an environment that people understood and respected it, both
Correct.
sides. And
Correct.
I would end up doing things my way.
Right.
So good, yeah.
Wow, that's good. But tell me, I mean, seeing, children, from both the worlds, right? From the privileged as well as the underprivileged backgrounds and all. But when you started work, did you ever come across children with, I know in those days with learning disabilities, like you could figure out that, okay, there is something amiss out here.
So
Uh,
I think more than learning disabilities, they have a lot of other issues because these children come from damaged backgrounds. They've had
yeah, yeah,
crazy lives, whether it's their parents or aunts and uncles and extended want to be aunts and uncles, and a lot of the boys as well, very damaged. So we, especially when you're teaching these children, and I call them special children because they have a knack of being so accepting and so unconditional. It's unbelievable, because
Yes, yes, yes.
they want someone to listen to you. They want someone to, listen to their grievances, and all you have to do is talk. And
Yeah,
it's magical because
yeah.
learning disabilities, we could, and I wasn't equipped back then to
Right,
sort of tap on them, but they had a
right,
lot of other issues, and sometimes just giving them a year was enough. and
right, right.
and that's when they used to get off the bus.
So, so sweet.
Yeah,
I can,
children, their parents said, you were wasting 2.5 hours in a school. You can be on the road and get us more money. So it was
yeah,
all.
I know. I can totally understand that. That's something which I really, really understand because we also work, with these children. But they are so amazing and they're so intelligent and they have so much in them. Oh my God, the talents that they have is really wonderful. But sorry, sorry.
I'm still in touch with them.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Today to say, Didi, I'm very happy to see this. So, they message me even after so many years and say, so one of them has written a part in a book that has been released by Akanksha. And so then they'll send me the invite for that. And they still keep in touch. So
How sweet! How sweet! That's so sweet. But when I spoke about learning disabilities, I really wanted to know, at that time because you started your career like so many years back, especially when you were teaching at kiddies Nok and children's Nok, did at that time did you figure out that there were kids who were going
I
through
think
it?
I think at some level you realize, and there were children who walked in,
Hmm.
maybe 1 out of 10 who you could tell that they needed some sort of help.
Help, yeah.
Um, but I think today the scenario is very different because it's not looked upon as a taboo anymore. It's not looked upon. I think parents are more accepting of the fact that the child needs help, and
Right,
it's not oh my god anymore.
right, 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 right,
So
right.
back then, it stopped at the fact that the teachers knew, and that was about it. But
Yeah,
I think at some level, I was able to tell. So I think maybe,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But
it's
you have actually gone and got yourself educated where this is concerned, right? So please tell us about it.
well, I never thought I'd be studying after 40, but so it was, I would say, overwhelming the first time I opened the books. But there was, when I went back to it and I started reading about it, it's incredible because it's a world that, if only we taught every child like that, you know, uh, so many ways that we can teach.
Right, right, right. Sure. Uh, Tell me, Rachna, I mean, this is something totally different what I want to ask you, but I'm going to ask you. So, you're a hands-on mom, you're running your fun club, and you're doing so many things you're doing at one particular time. And being a politician's wife. So, has it ever, like, did you ever feel that, oh my God, like, I'm all by myself, looking after my children?
So honestly, like right now we're doing this and one is doing ballet and the other one is quietly sitting somewhere in the corner of the house. So I think my girls have been my strength. And every time I have an event or I have a class or I have a live, they're like, okay, we do your makeup. Okay, we know what you're wearing. And oh, yeah, shut the door now. And then they have a timer on. So Rhea has had a timer on right now. That's my older one. And she was like,
Yeah, yeah.
you got 7 minutes to go live. Like, get in. So
So sweet.
honestly, they are my strength. And I think with
Yeah,
my one, she's seen me work from day one.
yeah, yeah.
So I think it's very important for children to also realize that their mums work, not to
Right,
neglect that their fathers do, obviously, because they know that their
right,
father is a public figure and he's doing a lot outside. And
right,
there are pros and cons with every profession. But I think with
right.
me, I was just lucky enough to have open fun club, take Ridhima with me to work every day, and it became their second home, honestly. But
Wow.
the most important thing of getting through it all seriously is to make sure that your children understand what you do, and I think my girls do. So I'm sorted.
Super. Fantastic. So tell us now, how did Rachna's Fun Club start? What was the beginning step towards it, and tell us all about
So as cliche as it sounds, it started in a garage.
it. House. Okay.
Very special to me because
So this started after your sabbatical, or it started?
so I had my older one in 2008, and then
Mm,
for about 2.5, 3 years, I didn't do anything.
mm,
Because it was a conscious decision that I said I want to spend all the time with my child, and everybody was told in advance that I will not be working. I will be with her. I will get back to working when I was ready. So I did get back to working because I think she needed a space where she
mm,
could go with me. She could explore books or toys. We didn't have so much space at home, so I was actually running out of places to go to with her. You know,
true.
and we didn't back then have to
Mm,
Parade or Kulaba where we could take our children. You know,
right.
so yeah, so that's what we did. We hired the garage in the building. We painted it ourselves. A very dear friend, Prashant, helped me with everything, and
Right.
also was up on the ladder painting clouds on the sea. We did all those.
Lovely.
And thanks to my advertising days, I designed my own logo with a friend from my advertising days, and got pamphlets made. Just one thing rolled into the other, and
Right.
friends started sending their children, and then they said, "Listen, just do this."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did. That's how it started off. And then it grew,
Wow.
and then we obviously needed a bigger space.
Right. Right.
We moved to Cuff Parade and we, sort of opened it,
Mm,
in a bigger way. Yeah.
yeah. So tell us about the activities. Some of the activities, because you deal with a large age group. It's not just that much. So uh, if you could tell us, please.
So when we started off, actually, it was going to be an experiential learning center. And when I say that is an experiential learning center, means everything is experience based and hands on for children, because that's when they learn the best. If
Hmm.
I'm going to show you a red apple, you're only going to know that the apple is red. But
Right.
if
Yes.
I lay out a golden apple and a red apple and a green apple in front of you, then it's just opened up another world. So for us,
Wow.
I was clear that I wanted it to be a space, again, at the risk of sounding, I did it because I needed something for my kids as well and for the family children. But you know, it was a space that I wanted for children where they could come in with no
Hmm.
restrictions. You could draw outside the line. You could spill on the mat. There are no rules really. Uh,
Okay. Lovely.
that's pretty much, I think, stems from the fact that I do that with my girls. I may
Hmm.
restrict with certain things,
Hmm.
but if they drop stuff on their clothes, I mean, it's okay. It doesn't matter
That's
as
okay.
long as you're learning.
Yeah.
So that's what we started first, and then we started off. We had a lot of equipment that we kept bringing into the center, and a lot of parents said, could we borrow it because we'd love to have this for our children, and that's how the library came into being. And
Okay.
the library was basically for the local residents. So books, limited edition books, copies from authors, things like that, toys, equipment. Wherever I went, whichever part of the world I traveled, I always brought something back. And
Yeah.
that center and the library sort of transformed into a space where children would just come and
Mm.
experience toys, equipment, material, and then learn on their own. You know,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that's what Fun Club is all about.
Wow, it's amazing, to have especially for children, a practical experience that they would have at the club, because otherwise in schools everything is done in a such a systematic and particular way. So it doesn't allow the child to grow in the way they want to grow. Even their creativity at sometimes I feel is stopped, because they have to do it in a particular way, because that's the school syllabus and there is no option for that. So of course you started with Rachna's Fun Club, and today, I mean, kids love going out there. But then from that you moved on to the wonderful and brilliant festival which even I had come to. I remember the Little Clubbers Festival which you had done. That was about 3 years ago, and soon you started the Lit Fest and then the Art Fest. Wow, that's a whole lot of things. So please give us a little more insight about all this.
So the Little Clovers Festival was just an extension of what Fun Club was about, right?
Yeah.
Uh, there were lots of opportunities for us to grow from one center to two to three to four, but
Hmm.
not to say that my work is not my passion and it's not something that I want to do always. My priority was always my children. And
Right.
I always wanted to make sure that I took care of what they needed first and then looked at my work. Because they're the reason why I'm doing this. Because being a mother just makes all of this much better, right? Because you have fantastic insights into what children really want. And
True.
having them 5 years apart, and I have only not these two, I have lots of children in the family. So the youngest now and the oldest one is 13. So they've all
Wow.
at some point, understand what that age group needs, how they behave, what they're going to do. So the festival was actually started. And again, when you said, I do teach children from almost a year and a half to 12, 13-year olds, is because I wanted to give these children and the parents an experience that they would have not got otherwise. you know
Right.
Center we would have from a potter come in to a famous author come in and do sessions. But then that was restricted to the locality, it was restricted to our area. And I wanted to actually just spread our wings and then let everybody come and experience that. So the
Right. Right.
we had a dear friend Amrita Raichan come in, and she did this whole cooking thing on stage with kids, and
Lovely.
so it was fantastic. And we had Ryal's team who came in and they practiced backstage with children, and then the children performed on stage.
Performed. Okay. Lovely.
Sumit Nagdev was
Yeah.
wonderful. He came and did a whole dance workshop with the kids. Uh,
Wow. Wow.
and we had the lovely Raha Jafri compare the entire day for us. So it was brilliant.
Super.
Yeah.
Super.
We
Super.
had under one roof
Mm.
multiple things that people could just come and choose. They could just enter and then decide what they wanted to do. We had 10, 15 house stalls for children to do. So it was good. I mean, and like you said, the Lit Fest or the Art Fest again were
Yeah.
extensions of the fact that we can give experiences to children which otherwise they would have had to go to a theater, or they would have to wait in line at a bookstore, and then maybe you can't chat and talk. So we had
Right.
my dear friends Nandini Nair, who flew down from Hyderabad for that, and Shabnam Minwala and Payal Kapadia, all of these.
Wow.
So it was like a big thing for children. It was like
Yeah.
getting to the candy store and seeing how it's made. you know
Yeah. Yeah. It's first-hand experience. Wow.
talk to the authors. They learned firsthand from them. So we had illustrators, publishers, authors. They did creative writing with them. They could touch them, and this
Wow.
is you. You signed my.
How sweet.
Even for me, I'm
Lovely.
I'm always very excited. I'm a child myself, so.
How sweet. That's really, really amazing, Rachna. I always say, a teacher's role is very, very important. Of course, firstly, it's the mother's role at home because she's the nurturer, okay? But I think the teacher's role is as important because a child spends so many hours in school, yeah? But then when they have a club like this, which I think is even more better, which is fantastic, which I think is really, really great because this allows the child to be themselves. This allows the child to grow creatively, and do whatever they want to do in whichever sphere they want. You know, so I think that's so wonderful, Rachna, what you're doing because you're allowing children to be themselves. You're
That's what.
giving them the space, and you're allowing them to be themselves, and you're giving uh, them a platform, especially with this lit fest that you're doing and the art fest you're doing. I mean, what amazing experience the kids would have, what lovely memories they would be creating. And I think this is what is very, very important because their childhood, is their base, is their foundation. And when and that's what's going to take them, far ahead in life. So what you're doing is, I think it's fantastic. So, and now I'm going to tell the viewers that, Rachna, you have to see the wonderful pers- posts that she's been putting up on social media, especially cooking with her girls and the lovely activities she's doing. And I don't know how you have the patience because some of the dishes you guys make are really laborious. Like, I'm like, oh my God, really? And you're doing it all with a smile and everything. I'm like, because I'm somebody who loves food, but I cannot, I don't like to cook.
The one I think shares your sentiments. She
Yeah.
loves to, I'm not coming in the kitchen and helping you. So but Ridhima is full of beans, always wanting to help. And, she can't understand why Mama's not a mommy blogger. She's like, just do it. I'm there with you.
Yeah.
Just so she's actually, she's my push. So the last thing that we did was because she had been pestering me for the last couple of weeks, and she's like, "Can you make cinnamon rolls? Why can't you do it?" She pushes me to pretty much do any of that, and
Yeah.
then post it. You've got to post it. And post it, and then she's like, "So now look how many people have seen it." And she's so also Ridhima is very, I would say, very a little bit more mature than she needs to be, and she's very tech savvy. So she'll want to go into the insights and see what's happening because I've explained it to her. So yeah,
Right. Right.
it's a lot of times what we see on social media, is not real because we know that
Yeah.
lots of things that are going on behind the camera, and it influences a lot of people, and then they adulate to want to be like those people, want to walk like them, talk like them, live a lifestyle like
True.
them.
True.
And so
True.
I'm actually very conscious of anything that I post always because
Hmm.
if it's not real, I won't post it. If one of the buns look burnt, it was because they were burnt. Because everything can't be perfect. It's
No.
never good. So yeah, but it's fun. Yeah, I have a good time with them.
I love your realistic approach, Rachna. It's really awesome. And, you know, I really would want to ask you, of course, I mean, we've all been shaken up by the pandemic and nobody expected, in their wildest dreams for their lives to come to a standstill. But tell us about your online classes because I know you've been doing a whole lot of online classes. And how has it been with you? How's the experience been with you?
So honestly, this was I had tried them a couple of times, but it was never a continuous process to ever get online
Right,
and look and connect with children over a 13-inch screen. Because
right,
it's
right.
none of us thought we would do.
Yeah.
Um, but I think at some level, with God's grace, there is something there that I'm able to connect with children and they're able to connect with me. And I've made this most amazing connection with so many children, literally from around the globe. And,
Wow.
I have in New York, in Singapore, and in Dubai, And I also, obviously, all the children from Bombay, Calcutta, Nagpur. I mean, it's all Gurgaon. It's all over. But honestly, this was possible also because of a platform called Playdate.
Right.
A friend runs the platform with her brother Aditya,
Mm.
and they have actually spearheaded this entire thing where they just went all out and gave educators an opportunity to list their activities, to promote them and get them out there. And of course, if you're a preferred partner, then then you're they're going to push you all the.
Wow.
So I think that opened up a lot for me personally as well. And
Mhm.
once we did that, one child liked it and a parent appreciated it, and then we got to the second child and the third child and the fourth child. Of course, initially we had I struggled with the tech a bit,
Right.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
then it was. I mean, now it's of course seamless, but it's
Yes.
fabulous because I'm teaching 2-year-olds, I'm teaching 3-year-olds, I'm teaching 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds. Then the night
But
because it's new 12 o'clock. So yeah.
but their attention span is very little, no? The 2-year-olds,
So
3-year-olds.
God, so
Lovely,
we
lovely,
have
super, super.
45-minute sessions. 2-year-olds also they sit through for a 45-minute session with me. So we
Wow.
also have our home learning that we've started now, Suhani, which I courier to them, whether it's in Bombay or in Delhi, for example. They get it
Right.
before the month starts, and then they
Yeah.
use that. So they have exactly what they need. Um,
Right.
you know, Again, going back to the fact that I'm a mom and I understand the struggles of a mother, especially in this whole scenario where the teacher sent you the plan, but you don't know what to do with it, right?
What to do
Because
with
not
it? Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
is a teacher.
Right.
So what I do is I parents and I aid them and I sort of empower them to be able to teach the children. And then the kit is something that they use throughout the month. So it just
Super.
works. And I have mums and dads sitting in the session as well.
Super, super.
On
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, what an amazing the episode this was. What an amazing conversation. I love this tete-a-tete with you, Rachna. It was really, really nice. The connection that you as an individual have with children, it just shows that, uh, they just want to be at Rachna's Fun Club. They want to be a part of Rachna's class. They want to attend Rachna's class because that's that connect that you have with them. And this is something which has come to you, from the time, because I have been seeing it right from the time when we were working together, the connect you used to have with the children, and how you used to deal with them and how you used to teach them. So I think it says a lot, and I love the way, when you say that, just being with children makes you happy. So, so kudos to you, Rachna. Really, really proud of you because, as I always said, moms, of course, are there. They are I mean, uh, they, for every child, mom is their world. They are their nurturers, of course. But I also feel that people like you, make such a huge difference to society because you are dealing with children, you're teaching children in a fun way, and you're teaching them, giving them practical experience, and this is our future. So
Absolutely.
you're playing an amazing role, Rachna. Salute you, seriously.
My life who've got me to this place, my sister who's got all the guts and the grit that's needed to get out there and do her thing, my mom, I have lots of people, my aunts and my
Yeah.
sisters and a lot of people who've helped me through this, all friends who've always stood by me, and people like you.
Ah, how sweet, Rachna.
I mean, days are very special to me. I may not speak to everybody all the time, but each and every
Right,
person, Vijaya, anybody, everybody
right,
is still very
right.
much a part of my life, and Anita and you guys. So yeah,
I can't believe it. Our time has flown. It's just flown. It's been such an amazing conversation with you. So thank you once again. Thank you once again, Rachna Narwekar. Anytime. It was
You
my pleasure.
all
Sorry?
the work you're doing, which you don't talk about.
Oh,
I have to invite you to do a talk.
how sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Rachna. Thank
Thank
you once again. Thanks to all our lovely viewers who've always supported Tete at Suvees Farm Meet. Thank you so much. And yes, before I go, as I always say, stay safe and be positive. And to all of you people who are watching this show, who are present out here, who have been watching Tete, not only you all, everyone around there. If there is something bothering you, if there is something worrying you, please don't keep it bottled up within. Either talk to a friend who you trust, family member who you, yeah, or your inner circle, somebody who you have that connect with. But please go and share it with them because you never know the problem you're facing. Somebody else could be facing the same problem, and you may just help that person out too. So do that. Please do that. And yes, Dachna Narwekar is available on all social media handles. She's there on Instagram. She's there on Facebook. So if you all have anything, any queries regarding how to entertain your children, how to keep them busy, and now she is online. So please look her up because her fun club is an amazing experience for your little ones, for your children, for our future. So on that note, I'd like to say bye bye to everyone. But before that, I'd like to request all of you all to kindly like, share, subscribe, and comment, and go on my YouTube channel. That's Dr. Sohani Mendonça. Now I shall take your leave and say God bless to all of you all. And once again, happy Ganesh Chaturthi to each and every one of you all. Bye bye, Rachna. Thank you once again. And thank you all. God bless you all.